is something we need. It's a leap of faith, a step away from the comfort zone.
Hey everyone, RG here and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 speed build on that channel. And today we are building a hair salon, and not just a normal hair salon. This is some sort of a boutique hair salon, a mini one, 20 by 20 on Magnolia map. And this is actually a really nice refresh build after the previous build, which was a base game mini mansion that I created. If you missed that, I published it on Tuesday, and go check it out if you want to see a really nice base game build with the challenge of not using CC or mods or cheat codes. All those things are not allowed, and of course not using the tool mod. And if you want to see that, go check it out. I'll leave a link in the description down below. But after doing that build, I kind of miss using the tool mod and going and play with the move object cheat code, which is one of the best one. And yeah, so I decided why not to try and build a hair salon. Now, I wanted it to be nothing that big. I didn't want it to be like a hair, not here. I didn't want it to be more like a beauty salon. I wanted it to be a bit smaller, like a boutique hair salon with something really, really cute, 3-4 places to sit down and get your hair design. So yeah, that's what I'm going with in this build. And we are on the Magnolia map, which we all know this is one of the most kind of wasted map. Only 3 lots, 1 20 by 20, which we are building on it right now. And yeah, so I decided to make it on this map just because I really love the environment of this map, and I think it's gonna suit the best into this place. Now, because I do know that many of my viewers, or like most of you, are ladies, I'm sure that you can teach me much more things about hairdressing and styling and stuff like that. I'm a dude, so I'm not really into those things. A small secret, up the age of like 10, something like that, 10, 11, my mom used to make my haircuts, and my dad always laughed about this because I really loved having a long hair, not long too much. Well, at some point I did have like a really long hair, but up until the age of 10, 11, my mom used to do my haircuts, and she used to do something really, really simple, and my dad really loved to joke about it. And every time he said to my mom, just put a pot on his head and cut around the edges of the pot and create his haircut. So yeah, but actually right now I'm with short hair. If you saw the banner of the channel that I just updated a few weeks ago, you can see my sim over there, which is almost like me in real life, almost, because you know those are Sims versions. But his haircut is kind of the thing that I'm with right now. And here's another nice story. With all the pandemic happening and stuff like that, you know, all the hairdressers and hair salons and all those places were like closed, so you could not really go over there to get yourself a haircut. So I actually learned how to cut my hair alone, which is really, really awesome, really, really handy. And I gotta tell you, it's not bragging, don't call me on this like saying that it is better, but I actually think that I now know how to cut my hair better than my hairstylist or hair designer. How are they called? Those who are making your hair, I think hairstylist. So better than the one that used to cut my hair did previously when I was going to him. So you know what I'm talking about. So I actually learned how to cut my hair, so I do it now alone, and I really love it. And yeah, of course you can count on me to find a way to play this lot as a hair salon. So it's not gonna feel like a useless lot or something like that, and it's not gonna feel just like a retail shop, because yes, this is a retail shop. It's 20 by 20, and I did try to make this retail shop kinda cheap. Now, kinda is a very complicated term, because kinda, I think that by now, after making a lot of retail shops and playing with community lots and making many of them, I think that counting lots as cheap for retail is something between 50,000 to 100,000 simoleons. This is what I think counts as cheap retail shop to start with, because you know, as a businessman in the game, you want to have many retail shops, not just one. And I think, by the way, if you're asking me, I think the best way to do that is actually to major some job, make a lot of money in that job. And of course, I'm not talking about people who are playing with cheat codes and motherload the heck out of their sim. I'm talking about people that playing the game in the legit way. So the way I see it, if I want my Sims to be basically a businessman with retails, that he can make money out of them, whether he is going to be one of the employees or not, is by first of all being in the business career and be like, you know, level 10 and stuff like that. You make a lot of money after every day of work. You can create like a big bucks with 1 week of working. Like I think in 1 week in the game it's something like 10,000, something like that. Every week we are playing in the business career. So after a few, basically if you're playing the game with your Sims in long life, so you can reach a high number of simoleons in your bank account to buy a retail shop. So that's the way I play the game when I want to feel like a businessman. So after doing that, I figured that something between 50,000 and like 100,000 is kind of cheap for a business. So at the end, this build is gonna cost you only 70,000 simoleons, 70, 72, something like that, somewhere in those areas. And as you can see, actually right now, the thing here is that you're gonna play this lot as a retail shop to sell some cosmetics and beauty things. Really, again, I don't really know how to call them, but there are many objects in the game that looks like lotions and things to the hair and some I don't know, conditioners and stuff like that. So all those things you can put for sale in this lot. But the thing is that if you have the Get Famous pack, you can see those chairs with the light near them. In those chairs you can actually do a makeover or a hairstyling, or request someone to do for you a hairstyling and hair design and makeovers and stuff like that. So if you have the Get Famous pack, this lot is actually gonna feel like a hair salon, because you can bring people into this lot, place some objects for sale, and once they are in the lot, you can do either one of two things. You can try and sell them some of your objects, some of your lotions and some of your I don't know, those weird things for healthy hair and conditioners and stuff. Again, sorry, I'm not really familiar with those stuff, you know. I'm just putting some things on my hair, brush my hair, and it's becoming clean. I really don't know much about those stuff, but yeah, you can put those lotions and soaps and things like that for sale, or you can click on those chairs and give someone a hair design or hairstyling. And yeah, you cannot charge them money for that, which is gonna be a bit bummer. But you can do that and then, let's say, try to sell them something related to hairstyling, like the lotions and things like that. So this is basically how you're gonna play this lot without the need of mods or CCs or stuff like that. And actually, at the beginning of this, at the beginning of the, not the styling of displays, but more of the game testing, I think it was at the game testing where I figured that there are some objects in here that cannot be used. For example, right now you can see that I'm placing those objects that basically all the lotions and the conditioners and all the stuff that related to hairstyling that you're supposed to put for sales. Because I created that custom-made display unit, I don't know how to really call it. Because I made it custom-made, the Sims cannot really reach it. But I did place some of those objects, as you can see, in some other places that are more reachable for the Sims. And at the end, off the camera, I even added another, I think it called display end table, something like that, with some objects that they can reach. So just make sure that you know which one of those you're gonna put for sale. Don't put for sale all the objects that you see right now on this, some sort of a display unit that I'm creating, this custom made unit, because the Sims cannot really reach them. Place basically any other objects that you can see here, and of course the objects on the end table that I added into the finished product, the finished build. Now feel free of course to just pick some other objects in the game if you want to add some other things. If you want to sell some towels or something like that, feel free to do that. Just add them to the front desk area, maybe put them over there and sell them. Feel free to do that. And now I'm gonna do a small quick break just to ask you nicely, if you enjoy your time here in this build, make sure to hit the like button, share the video with friends, and consider subscribing to the channel if you are new here for more builds just like this. And let me know your thoughts about this build in the comment section down below. Now one thing that I do want to point out is that if you noticed it, and probably you did from time to time when the camera is rotating in this build, you can see that there is a really nice extra spaces around the edges of this salon. So those places are actually for you to use if you want to. And as you can see, I even placed one service door and garage door on the right side over there, just to hint you that you can place and create for yourself an extra space for your Sims to live in. Many people, sometimes even I'm one of them, really love that you have a space for your Sims to go and grab something to eat, maybe take a nap, or even sleep after the long day of working in their retail shop. Now, when I recorded this build, I kinda didn't feel it, not from laziness or something. I just didn't want to have a space for the Sims to go and go to sleep. I just didn't want to my Sims. I didn't want to have that section, but you can add it to yourself. So feel free to do that. And the second reason why I didn't add that section to this build is because I didn't want it to make the value of the lot jump sky high. Now, many people do not really notice this, but when you're building like an apartment, one of the things that is kinda really jumping the value of the lot is kitchens, is bathtubs, is all of those areas are kind of expensive. Even just a fridge can cost something like 1,000, 1,600 simoleons, and that is even without another sink, another stove, microwave, bed. If you want a bed that is, you know, the higher the quality of the bed, the more expensive it is, the faster your Sims will regenerate energy. So you can really go crazy with that, and it can make this build, instead of being cost like 70,000 simoleons to start with, it can make it cost 120,000 to start with. So I didn't want to do that. I wanted this build to be a kind of cheap and really simple. And right now, actually, you can see something really cool that I created, which is a custom-made 2-section pots or something like that. I really love that, and I played with the debug menu a lot to create this, and after a long time, because you know the previous build I did not use the debug. That is a long time not using the debug for me. Like 3 days not using the debug is kind of a long time. So I really had a great time making this one, and I really love that. I even created other versions of things, of pots like that, but you're not gonna see it in this build because I just didn't add them into this build. But, oh, by the way, right now you can see me creating that hair dryer, that you can see the iconic hair dryer from the 80s, and apparently that thing is still a thing. Like if you are typing this on Google, you can actually see a modern version of them. So I was surprised to see that this thing is still exists. So I decided to add it into our hair salon also. Now, if you really enjoy this build, specifically this build, let me know in the comment section down below that you want maybe for me to create a more like a beauty salon, which is going to be much bigger with more options. We can include all these spa options that we have, all these spa treatments that you can get. I believe you can get foot massages and things like that. I think like not too long ago, but I created a futuristic spa resort in the shape of pyramids, like white pyramids. In that area, in that build, I actually use those chairs. So yeah, we can create like a much bigger version of instead of beauty like hair salon, we can create a beauty salon, something big. If you want me to do something like that, type in the comment section beauty 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 3 times, and I will know that you are into the idea of creating a beauty salon, and we'll make it big, something really awesome. Now, one thing regarding actually the tool mod that I used in this build, and it was so fun again to use it after the base game. Many of you asking me how to duplicate in the tool mod, like duplicate groups. Now, if you don't know how to do that, basically after marking more than one object as a active object, they need to be marked in green. You can hold Shift and Alt and click somewhere else on the build, and it will duplicate that group. Just wanted to point that out for those who don't know how to do it. In the future, maybe I will make a tutorial, a full tutorial how to use the tool mod. So we are getting closer to the end of this build. The tour is about to start, so I want to thank you all for watching. Hit the like button, leave a comment, enjoy the tour, and I'll see you again at the next time. Keep that Sims party going for me, because RJR Gaming signing off.
If there is something we need, it's a leap of faith. A step away from the comfort zone and be a little brave. So take a look around you. How far can you see? How far do you think you can run? Standing on your knees. It's a beautiful world out there. Just don't pass on the dare. If you have the will and a moment to spare, it's a beautiful world out there. It's a beautiful world out there. It can be a bit frightening, something you don't know.